All right, welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash like button, comment and share. And if at all you're watching us for the very first time, guys, please subscribe, because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers, you understand? And you continue to subscribe. Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Mazraoui injury worry and the Garnacho huge question has been answered by the manager known as Ruben Amorim in here onto this beautiful channel of ours. First video of the day, and we are really charged up for a match preview of United taking on the side of Ipswich. That is tomorrow at the Old Trafford Stadium. And this is a game that obviously means a lot in our season as far as getting out of that relegation conversations. You know, the debate of the relegation should obviously come to a halt. That is tomorrow. So let's see close to 100 likes much on this video, and don't forget to obviously do the needful in here for you. Now, Rob Dawson, after the game of Liverpool, came up and obviously gave us this huge story about Mazraoui. He told us that Mazraoui picked up an injury yesterday when United was playing against Goodson's Park. He's set to undergo further tests on Monday before a decision is made on whether he can play against Ipswich this Wednesday. Now, if you talk about injury-prone players, there is no way you include a guy known as Mazraoui. That is it. You cannot really put him and being injury-prone in the same statement. He's really one of those people that is not going to have to miss very many games for the club of Manchester United ever since he signed for this club from the side of Bayern Munich. He's one of those players that is really an absolute bargain for the club of Manchester United, 15 million euros. And when you look at how he plays, he really looks great. And what people forget is that when he was crossing from Ajax to the side of Bayern Munich, he came in as a free agent. You understand? He came in as a free agent. So meaning that if he came in through as a free agent, that means Bayern Munich went ahead to obviously get what we call an absolute profit, and that is 15 million euros from Manchester United. When you look at this guy, he has played every Premier League game that United has fared into, and he has played 26 games and he has 1 assist. Then UEFA Europa League, 7 games, meaning that he missed out on 1. EFL Cup, 3 games. FA Cup, he has also played, I think, all the games that we played in the FA Cup. So he is really he was diagnosed yesterday, and today, what makes the press conference of today very important is because the manager Ruben Amorim is obviously going to be giving us some huge updates about players like Mazraoui and what is his injury status. Is he part of the club of Manchester United, ready to train and really take part in the game of Ipswich? That is really very important. And we are really having a lineup of games that after playing against Ipswich, on Friday, I think that's when we're playing the FA Cup. After the FA Cup, that is Fulham, will be tussling it out with Real Sociedad, I think away in Spain. Then from away in Spain on Thursday, then Sunday, it's really going to be an affair between Man United and Arsenal at the Old Trafford Stadium. You understand? So this is why we need Mazraoui around. And when you look at the defenders that you're really having, you wouldn't like to lose out onto Mazraoui. If you've lost Lisandro Martinez, you don't have John Evans, you wouldn't like to obviously lose Mazraoui, because he's one of those that is really very versatile. He can play in the back 3. He can play as a right wing back and play as a left wing back. He's really very talented. So you need a player like him, and you wouldn't like him to obviously join the queue of players that are injured for the club of Manchester United. That is a Mazraoui for you. So we are waiting to see what the manager is obviously going to be telling us today in the pre-match press conference at Carrington, as he tells us who is ready to play against Ipswich, because we wouldn't like to see Ipswich come out of Trafford and obviously shock us. That is it. Would love to obviously take it to the next level by obviously making it hard for them to score against us and do the needful for the club of Manchester United. So that is Mazraoui for you. The injury update is obviously going to be given to us by the manager after he obviously tells us what he thinks about this beautiful player that we got in through from the side of Bayern Munich. And the physios have to play their part. Now, after the game of Everton, the manager known as Ruben Amorim came up and obviously had something to say about Alejandro Garnacho being played off the bench. He said the games are different and sometimes you want something different in the same position. It's a good thing to be disappointed. There are many games, and in today's football there is no typical 11. We have a group that we have to use. On Sunday, I thought Garnacho, sorry, on Saturday, I thought Garnacho was on the bench to change something. And by the way, I think Garnacho has shown us that every time he comes off the bench, he has gone ahead to obviously put up his beautiful display. If at all you've been following him up very well, he has gone ahead to obviously put out very good displays off the bench. And I think the manager really has a point that he wanted to push Bruno Fernandes ahead into the number 10 position, and he played Casemiro and Manuel Ugarte into the double pivot. And I think the manager will keep Bruno into that number 10 position, because if you play him as a number 8, you are really weak when it comes to how you defend your ball. That is it. So, as it stands, Garnacho is one of those players that is looking good coming off the bench, though he is back to that selfish Garnacho. You know, he likes to shoot anyhowly. And you remember when the manager benched him and really got him out of the squad that won against Man City 2-1 at the Etihad and brought him back. You saw to it that Garnacho was really playing to the plan of the manager, and he was not selfish. But this time around, I've gone ahead to see him be selfish. If you remember that game of Spurs, 2 chances, where one would have gone ahead to be a cut back to Rasmus Højlund to tap in the back of the net, and he really went ahead for selfish interests, you know. So I don't know what exactly is happening in this boy's head, but all he has to know is that this manager will obviously not offer him first team football if at all he doesn't dance to what the manager really wants. And maybe Garnacho is really trying to do things that might see him be put onto the exit list of Manchester United in the summer, with the likes of Atletico Madrid, Napoli, and very many others showing huge interest to sign the player, because he might not be seeing himself into proper plans of Manchester United as a player, and he might be like, let me do this and find myself really onto the exit list for the club of Manchester United in the summer. And by the way, it's very possible, because United will need to sell a homegrown player. But with Rashford already there, performing well at Aston Villa, and United ready to get in £45 million, it might be hard for them to obviously let out another homegrown player. So we are waiting to see how that is going to be. But for Garnacho, I think he is really improving greatly under Ruben Amorim, and we all admit that he's going to put in shift after shift into what they are calling in for him. So I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Mazraoui injury worry, you know, coming in through from people responsible. Rob Dawson, United correspondent for the ESPN, that he went ahead obviously get a knee injury. And Garnacho, on him being benched and having gone ahead to bench him in the game of Everton, and he came off the bench, and we all admit that he had a very huge impact off the bench. Would you obviously start him off the bench when you're playing against Ipswich, or you start Alejandro Garnacho into that game after the likes of Zexi putting up a very beautiful display into that encounter? So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I sign out for now. See you later. Rock and David is my name, and we want to see ourselves hit 30,000 subscribers, and continue to subscribe, and more stories are really coming up on this channel. Bye bye. See you when you see me. Bye bye.